Hey everybody, it's Melissa, and today we're talking about whether you should or should not buy a rope chain. Okay, so this one here is 3 millimeters, 16 inches, and it's 14 karat gold, solid gold. Now, the first thing I would recommend if you really want a rope chain, get a solid gold rope chain. Okay, and do your research. Watch as many videos as you can about this, because if you just go into a jewelry spot, they could just say some bullshit to you. An example is I went to Portugal and I was thinking about trading in my 3 millimeter Figaro that I had for a chain from Portugal, right? Because I wanted their 19.20 carat, because I don't have anything like that in my collection, right? So the lady pulls out a rope chain, but it's probably this size, a 3 millimeter or a 2.5, and it's like I said, 18 karat gold. She puts it in my hand and immediately I'm like, this is hollow. And she tells me, yeah, all the designs like that, they have to be hollow. There's no way that design can be solid. That's the only way that it can come. And like, I rolled my eyes in my head because I was just like, that's such bullshit. I literally had this chain at home. So I straight up told her no, and she's like, well, how come, like, it's a nice design? And I was just like, I'm not interested in that. So watch the videos, get a solid gold piece. Don't just blindly go into a jeweler like that, because they're trying to make you nod your head to just get whatever they have, even if it's a shit piece, okay? So getting a solid gold rope chain is going to be key. Another thing I recommend is, I personally like Peruvian style rope chains over the Italian style ones, because the Peruvian ones have a little bit more fluidity to them, and like you can ball them in your fist, you could squeeze them and they're gonna be fine. But my experience with Italian style rope chains is that they're a little more stiff, and I just didn't like how stiff they were. I'm not saying every single one of them are like that, but my experience with Peruvian chains are they have motion to them, and I really, really like that. So I would also advise, because this is completely personal preference right here, I don't like the rope chains that have the Italian finish on them. So what the Italian finish is that no matter what purity the chain is, it's going to be plated in 18 karat gold. And this is something that I was talking to another jeweler about. And she's like, I love the Italian chains because, they all look 18 karat. She shows me this chain, which I thought was 18 karat. She's like, that's 10 karat. And to me, I don't like that. I want the purity that I have to look like the purity that it is, and I understand that chains are going to be plated regardless, just for uniformity, but I don't want to buy a 14 karat chain and it's plated in 18 karat. Might as well just get an 18 karat chain, so again, that's personal preference. Some people like it, some people don't. The plating will probably last like a good 8 to 10 years, totally up to you if you like that or not. Okay, so more perks about the rope chain before we get into the negatives of it. What I love is the shine factor. The rope chain is honestly probably the most popular chain that I see on women, on men, on everybody. People that are wearing jewelry, they know about the rope chain. They probably wear it, or if they don't wear it, they know somebody that wears it. And it looks good with or without a pendant. And look, let me just kind of show you. This pendant is a little bit, is light for this chain, but I mean, it still works if the bail is good. Which is it? It is. All right. So just kind of look. I know that the pendant isn't heavy, but just kind of look how seamless it goes. It's not really getting caught up on any of the links. Rope chains, perfect for solo, perfect with a pendant. Another great thing is they look bigger than they actually are. Okay, when you're watching a lot of videos online, keep in mind that when you get these pieces in person, they are much smaller than you anticipate. You might look at this 3 millimeter and go, and when watch it in a video and say, oh, that's the perfect size. But when you get it, you're like, damn, why does this look so tiny, right? So anticipate that it's going to be smaller. But if you were to have a rope chain go toe to toe with a flat curb or a Figaro chain or a lot of those other flat links, this is going to dwarf the size of those other chains, even though they're the same millimeter. And for a lot of people, they want something that has good presence and a nice little pop on the neck, which is why I recommend the rope chain, and also why I recommend it over a Miami Cuban link and an Hermes link and a Franco for your very first chain if you're kind of a little bit more on a budget, okay? Like emphasis on if you're a little bit more on a budget, because I love two of those three chains that I just mentioned earlier in this video, because the rope chain is a rounder link that is more on the affordable side. And some people roll their eyes at that, they're like, affordable? Solid gold's not affordable. Look at it through a lens of solid gold, okay? Or just gold in general. We're not talking about plated pieces here that you could pick up for $20. We're talking about actual jewelry pieces with value in them that you can pass down for generations. And the rope chains are a little bit, they're a little bit lighter than those other designs that I mentioned at the same millimeter. And when it comes to buying gold, the gram weight is key. Knowing the price per gram is key also, so you can calculate, all right, how much are these businesses charging for their markup? Is it reasonable to me? Do I want to purchase from them? And again, this one is a little bit lighter. Okay, again, with the same millimeters. If you notice, if you look up a 3 millimeter rope chain, you're gonna see that, okay, a 3 millimeter rope chain costs less than a 3 millimeter Franco, than a 3 millimeter heavy link, than a 3 millimeter Miami Cuban link. And it's because of the weight. So the weight is key, but again, it checks all those boxes of being a little more on the affordable side, because that's the reason I ended up getting this chain. It's my very first piece that I bought because I wanted a Cuban link, but it wasn't in my budget, and I didn't really want to go in. I didn't know if I was really gonna be the jewelry person I am now, where I love chains and stuff like that. But so I said, okay, you know what? This chain was $600 something, right? And in comparison, the Cuban link that I wanted was over like $1,000. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stick with, I'll get the rope chain. So again, like for those that are kind of teetering, it's a good option, but I would still say get as specific as possible with what you want. And you could try on these sort of chains at pawn shops or whatever it is, so you get a feel of what it looks like on your neck and how it feels around your neck. Okay, so those are the positives with the rope chain. The negative with the rope chain is it snags on hair. And that's probably the one negative that, you know, there's two negatives actually. The rope chain will snag on your hair. It doesn't matter if your hair is in a slick bun. If you have some baby hairs or even some little neck hairs, it's gonna pinch at it and you're gonna go, fuck, ow, and then you're gonna try to untwist it. There's been times where I was just straight up reading, right? Not doing anything active. I'm reading on the couch and I just like kind of move to readjust how I'm sitting. And all of a sudden I'm like, and the chain is pulling on my hair. So I'm patiently untwisting it with my fingers. And I should have mentioned, this is a diamond cut rope chain. Okay, so the diamond cuts are notorious for doing this. Sometimes even just the regular rope chains, they do that as well. But just keep that in mind, all right? So I was untwisting it, and sometimes it comes out, sometimes it's really in there wrapped around the link. So the only way you could get it out your hair is to yank it out. And it's it's annoying, okay? So even if you're somebody that doesn't have long hair, if you got a beard, if you have chest hair, whatever, it might piss you off. So please, like, that's a big thing here. For me, I really like to emphasize to y'all that comfort in your pieces is key. You want a daily driver. You want something you can wear 24/7 that's not gonna be annoying to you, right? And the rope chain can get annoying. There are a few amount of people that never get annoyed with the rope chain, which is great for them, but I have to give you just like that big disclaimer with this chain is the comfort isn't always there with it, okay? The next thing that is where I would say proceed with caution is once a rope chain breaks, it's very hard to find a place that's going to repair it for you. Because if you take a look at this design, just the way that the links are, once it comes undone, like it's undone. You know, there are some jewelers that have reached out to me and said, actually I can repair a rope chain, but it's like most people aren't going to ship their broken rope chain to another state and pay however much for the shipping and then pay for their labor and then they ship it back and they're waiting weeks, versus if they can find a local jeweler near them that could get it fixed and done within the same day or within that same week, and they could consistently like check up on it, right? That's just what a regular person would do for it. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of jewelers don't know how to repair a rope. Like, a lot of them have told me, they're like, it's the hardest chain to repair. Most of the times they just don't, especially if it's a hollow rope chain. They're not even going to touch it. They're like, there's not enough gold here for me to salvage this thing. So, which is why I emphasize get something solid. But with rope chains, once they break, it's hard. Okay, and that's huge right there, because especially if this is going to be your first piece and you're somebody that likes to get active, and even if you wear a solid gold rope chain, like, this has been a durable piece for me. Truly, I've gotten active in this piece and it's never come to a point where it was close to breaking. So, but I'm just saying this with caution for you all, right? If you're somebody, maybe somebody snags on it and it breaks, it's your first chain, you dropped however much money a rope chain of the length you want and the millimeter you want is, and then you go to a jeweler and they're like, nah, we really can't fix that for you. You're gonna be pissed off with it. And you're gonna roll, you'll be like, damn, should I sell it now? And then when you sell it, you notice that, of course, a lot of the pawn shops near you, a lot of the jewelers that are gonna try to take it are just gonna take it for less than scrap or something. And now you feel like, okay, I spent, let's say hypothetically, $1,000 on a rope chain, and you're being offered back $400 or less. You're gonna go, what the fuck? Especially if it's a lower purity. Like, if you get 14 karat, you get 10 karat, that number's going down. If it's a higher purity rope chain, then you could get more out of it. Well, not you could, you will get more out of it for sure, because there's more gold content in your chain. So really, really keep that in mind. Those are the pros, those are the cons of owning a rope chain. I have enjoyed wearing this for what it's worth. It's a beautiful piece. But anybody else that has any experiences, any tips with rope chains, wearing them, what they like, what they don't like, let everybody know in the comment section below, because when you're new to this thing, you want to read as much as possible. You want to get as many people's input as possible. So please don't be shy. Write all your experiences down below in the comment section. Let me know if I missed out on anything. And I hope that y'all have a good day. All right, take care. Bye.